Okay, good morning. This week we are going to touch on each one of the subject matters that we cover for one reason and another in our videos. To start with, I'm going to mention the farm. Now, there are far more intelligent people out there that have made better sense of the budget and what has gone on than I have. And I'm not going to go to town on talking about that because, like I say, there are other people that will advise you far better than what I can. What I am going to say is, are you going to London tomorrow morning? If you have a look at Ollie Bloggs' page and certainly his Instagram side of things, there are links on there to try and let everybody know if you're going or not. It helps with the numbers. So if you are going, drop us a comment and also get onto Ollie Bloggs' site and register if you're going to go. We're going, so we're going to see how that's going to go tomorrow, and then maybe we'll bring some commentary off the back of that next week. Additionally to that, obviously we can't do anything live because of the facilities that we've got while we're down there, but what I will say is if you follow us over on Instagram, it's lee.gilbert1 on Instagram. There'll be some live updates as we're going through the day while we're down there tomorrow. So if you're not following, get over, get us followed, and like I say, get onto Ollie Bloggs' site and that'll give you the link which will take you through to register as to whether you're going, because ultimately, farming wise, we need your backing and support to get things changed. The only thing I am going to say, like I said, I'm not going to go to town on the ins and the outs because I don't know it all fully. What I will say is government, something has got to change because it's a load of put in place and there's going to be more uproars going forward if it doesn't. So moving on, and to finish off on the farm, Mick Stokes has been and put our slate roof on, so that is on our bio unit, and elevation have been back in and they've finished them gables. We'll show you a little bit of that probably in next week's video. So farm-wise, that's about it for this week. Now we're going to talk about Trent, Trent 2 and the building that's going here. We've got the big site and the work that's going on the road. Before we do though, we've had a very, very serious incident, and this man is to blame. Look at this. So for those of you that do not know, Mr. Sproston is our in-house health and safety man. Now he is Mr. Safety Conscious, everything has got the right piece of paperwork involved. He's super cautious. He's always the guy that pulls us on the slightest of little things. He's also the guy that has helped us massively in getting into a position where we can work with schools and colleges and young people where the health and safety and the insurance factor has to be so much higher. So he's done all of that and he is Mr. Conscientious. But here we have a crash barrier to make sure that with this being the doorway and the route that forklifts are in and out, that behind here we can have people working away with the goods in element of Trent fasteners without being at risk of being hit by one of the forklifts. It's a barrier basically to stop the forklifts clashing with members of staff. And Mr. Health and Safety Conscious Anthony Sproston has managed to trash this. This has had to be redone. He basically drove the forklift into it, completely trashed it, killed 7 people that were stood behind it. Unfortunately, he's having to deal with the paperwork according to that now. But yeah, all them people died and Anthony killed them all. Mr. Health and Safety Conscious. Just have a quick word with some of the guys here and see how they feel about it.
Thank God for this barrier being here, it keeps us safe every single day. If it wasn't here, we would have unfortunately been crushed by Tony, his incredible forklift driving skills, so we're very grateful for health and safety procedures here in Trent Fasteners.
Fortunately, I was on holiday, else normally I would have been leaning on it and be one of the lads who would have been crushed. However, I still feel traumatised knowing that I could have been one of the boys that was crushed in here.
But basically, he couldn't drive a sharp stick up a dog's arse. Simple as.
So as you can see, we take things very seriously down here, and unfortunately for Mr. Sproston, it is appraisal week coming up very shortly. So this is going to have to be brought up, a certain disciplinary put in place. I'm going to have to question how he passed his test, given that nobody else here that drives forklifts all day, every day, have managed to kill 7 people from behind that barrier. Okay, so back on to more important but perhaps less serious matters. Big site, Trent 2, bits that we've got going on. We still haven't managed to clear off the far side of the road because it's too wet to get rid of the pile of stone here to get the foundations in. We have had a few spanners though thrown in there because the electricity side of things that we've been battling, and Sarah in the office has been fighting like crazy to get them to come and do the connection for customer said building and Trent 2. We now finally have a date. They've changed things slightly, there's been some alterations made, so that's meant we've had to change some of the ducting. So we've done that now, and we've got a pad to put in for basically an outside electric sort of substation-y box between the 2 units that then obviously service accordingly. So that's going in as we speak. Spin round. So like I say, this side of the road, it is getting clearer. We've just got to pull the level through now with the clay before we start stoning up. And then as we're working our way through now, some more of the drainage is going in because we've had the poo pipe connected for some time now. That's all in. It's just the surface water that we're bringing through now. So the last of the chambers are being connected up. We're concreting around them as we speak. That then will lead us to take down the site. In fact, go up and have a look. So this is the last section here that's going in now through to the last chamber, and from the last chamber again we've got to go all the way down there to the attenuation pond at the very bottom. So we've still got to put that in. We've had a couple of weeks of nice dry weather now, so it's allowed us to get on it, although the site is still very wet on the surface. Underneath when we're trenching, it's not too bad. I'm hoping if it stays dry now on the run into Christmas that we can get some of that works done so that when the wetter weather comes perhaps early part of next year, we're in a better position. So along here, like I say, the last bits to do now, we're building the stone level up, and once that's in we can get AMMAC to come back in, finish the curbing off. We've got the BT left to pull through, that's the only thing left. The fire hydrant is in, all the water is in, everything else is set here ready. And then we can just finish that off and pull that tarmac up and put that entrance into the main highway, get rid of that ramp between Fowler and Gilbert and Trent's site, and then everybody can start using their own access from this service road. So that's it on the big site, on Trent, on the farm. Just finally on Fowler and Gilbert's front, we have had our first apprentice, which is Reece baby. He has completed his apprenticeship now and has finally just submitted the last of the paperwork. So albeit not quite signed off yet, he is the first apprentice that Fowler and Gilbert have taken effectively from school and run through an apprenticeship scheme, and is now about to be fully qualified in what field that we put him through the apprenticeship in, and is now in full-time work. So a massive well done to our Reece baby. He's done very, very well. I know it's not been easy and it has been a pain in the arse, and there's been that whole thing that you want to work because you enjoy the work and the college is a nuisance, but you've done very, very well to stick to it. We've got 2 others going through presently. There's more to come as well. So well done, Reece. You've done a good job there, mate. And the last one on the list is the house build. Now, I know I've told you that the things will be shown very shortly, and they will. We're just in the process of preparing all the media. If you want your little sneak peeks, we have launched the social media page on Instagram, which is at Little Acorns House. So get yourself over, have a look, you'll get some sneak peeks on there. Edwina is running that page and she's doing a belting good job. Some of the imagery is fantastic. We have got a little wager on as to whether Clayton or Edwina can produce better quality content, but we'll see. So at the moment, like I say, we're going to bring that in the next few weeks, and we're going to start with little snippets as we go through of different parts of the house, and then you'll see a bigger picture of it going forward. So that's it for this week. If you like what you've seen, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we will leave you with a higgledy-piggledy bit of everything montage, but there's definitely a bit of Reece baby in there.